Howdy guys, I'm Jeep Jason, and today we got a really good upgrade for the Jeep. We are going to be throwing on a double D steering wheel onto that thing. Why? Because double Ds are awesome to grab a hold of, and it's a pretty good design for a steering wheel as well. So this thing was sent to me by ZimaBlue, and they have a whole bunch of different options and different configurations, colors to choose from. I chose this kind of high-tech looking carbon fiber leather. It's got this racy center stripe in the middle here. I really like those. And in an off-road rig, sometimes when you're getting after it, it's really nice. Those racers, there's a reason for that. It's just in your peripheral vision. This thing is cool to have. I picked blue to match the seats of the Jeep. So there's a lot of good going on here. And listen to that. That carbon fiber is real carbon fiber, real leather, and all of the connection points feel great. And that was the thing that I was going to be the most worried about sitting in there, is that if the joints and the things don't feel solid. So I'm thrilled at the product quality of this thing so far. Plus, this thing came with, and this is something that I wasn't anticipating, it came with a sheet, a data sheet, where they did a bunch of testing on this thing, and that actually weirdly was reassuring. I don't know what agency this is for. This is not a Department of Transportation here in America, but the fact that it has this incorporated in it and this data actually does give me a little peace of mind that it's a quality unit. It does feel it. Now, I also love this upgrade because it's a very beginner-friendly thing to change, even though it is something that is hugely important because you literally interact with your vehicle, your Jeep, with this thing. So it's a big thing to upgrade, but it's easy. Basic sockets and things like that, Torx drivers. The only unique tool you might need is a steering wheel puller. Now, I went to O'Reilly's and I found one for 20 bucks. And I'll go ahead and put a link into the AutoEdits Amazon store just in case you want to just get all this stuff ordered at once. This is the only thing you may need. We may not. This is going to be still in the pack here. We'll see once we get that steering wheel off. I'll walk you through all of the install A to B, and let's get this thing on and give it a drive and see if it's as good as I think it's going to be. Step 1. Disconnect the battery. I use a 10mm socket on the negative terminal and stick some cardboard under it. To get the steering wheel off, start by removing the 10mm bolts on both sides of the plastic cover. You can now slide out the airbag horn button assembly to disconnect the 4 electrical plugs. The airbag has 2 squeeze and pull connectors. The horn button connection simply pulls apart, and I used a small screwdriver to help me get the control button harness unplugged. The 13mm mounting bolt in the center of the wheel will take some effort to loosen, but I got it with a normal 3/8" drive ratchet. Now that everything's disconnected, we're going to test a theory to see if we need the steering wheel puller, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull side to side and just crossways. So like I'll just wiggle it, and you don't want to damage. There's a clock spring inside here that's kind of not sensitive, but you don't want to hurt it. So let's pull here, then we'll pull here, and we'll just kind of leverage it back and forth and wiggle it. And I'm pulling, and I can already feel it getting loose like that. All right, so that came off way easier than I thought. So you might not need this, but it's a good thing to get, and that's why I thought I'd bring that up. But it's the pull side to side, pull side to side, pull side to side, just works like a charm to get this off of here. And this is a 2013, so I anticipated more of a battle. All right, let's take this over to the workbench and transfer our controls over to the new wheel. All right, quick tech note. I was wiping down underneath the steering wheel as I clean, as I go, as I do, and notice that this is the clock spring underneath your wheel. And this definitely, you don't want to get this out of whack, because this has a ribbon in there, electrical ribbon, that's what makes these connections here with the car computer and let it spin. So you don't want to get that out of sync, out of whack with your wheel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape that into place, just in case you bump it or whatever. So I'm gonna just put myself a piece of tape like that. So that way I know that that's not gonna spin and I'm not gonna bump it by the time I get the new wheel back on. So that'd be the one thing to be aware of. Other than that, you're not gonna get your wheel out of whack. You wanna watch your clock spring. I made a nice clean workspace to get the button controls transferred to the new wheel. Remove the 4 T25 Torx bolts inside the wheel. Flip it over and zip out the 2 T25 Torx bolts on the sides. And finally, remove the 2 Phillips head screws on the lower spoke. Then use the pry tool that comes with the new wheel to pop the plastic covers off. The button clusters are held on by 3 T10s on each side. So off they go. And I'm just gonna take a little detail spray, put a nice little cleanup on aisle 6 right here. It'll just make me happy knowing that it's all fresh and clean in there. Now, just reverse that process to install the buttons onto the carbon fiber looking front cover, and the stock rear cover gets reattached. So it looks pretty good. Took a little bit of massaging to get all of these seams lined up here, but I'm happy. Buttons are all good. As we put this thing in, it'll slot into its happy spot. Put that little clock spring dowel that goes right into the steering wheel, and that's it. It just rests right there on that ledge. You feel like you want to force it farther, it doesn't go. Now this thing had some orange Loctite on it when I pulled it off, so I'm going to put a little bit of orange Loctite on it, putting it back in, just a tiny bit. It doesn't take much. Tighten that center bolt down pretty tight. It's 36 foot-pounds, and I'm gonna try to do that with my torque wrench, but this, you might need a friend to help you, kind of like getting it off. It's gonna want to spin, so I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna use my knee and see if we can get a click. All right, there we go. So let's start plugging in the rest of these things. So we'll get those 2 guys in there. So we'll get the airbag wires plugged in. This one's a little tricky because it doesn't really want to reach. All right, it's plugged in, captured. So we'll now get our 10 millimeters that hold that horn button into place. There we go, voila. Our first look at the wheel in place, and ooh, I like it. Ooh, I like it a lot. It's cool, you know, and this is exactly what I was going for. I just wanted to freshen up what I've seen in here for the last 10 years. And it seems like this wheel has the same depth, same offset, and it's basically the same diameter and size. And I just want to explain the double D of what that means. If you notice, it has a flat top and a flat bottom. And so if you separate it from here, it's a D right here this way and a D this way. That's what that means. It's fun to joke about, but it just gives you a little bit more room if you're for your legs getting in and out of the Jeep. It gives you that, and you get used to it. If you think that you're going to miss that in this type of situation, a hand over hand situation, you don't. Your body adjusts to that very easily, and I actually really do like it. All right, first driving impressions. Looking in my mirrors, being distracted, it already feels really good in my fingertips, spinning it around and grabbing a mixture of leather, the Napa leather, and the carbon fiber bits and pieces here. So it's already a ton of fun. I'm kind of thinking that this one, I got the kind of the top tier, the carbon fiber, all that stuff and leather, that the one that was just all leather with the racing stripe in the middle, I kind of might think for us Jeepers that might have been the home run for this, but I'm not turning back yet. I actually love a bunch of little things about this, like the thumb holds, the ergonomic feeling. It's definitely thicker than the stock wheel by a lot, but your hand just naturally fits around this thing, and I like that a lot. And the view is, you know, a lot cooler. I mean, and that's, come on, what are we talking here? It's mostly because I just love the look of that, and then grabbing onto it is just a tad more fun. No, it's a lot more fun. And again, going around the corner, see how I'm grabbing the flat on the carbon fiber? It does have a very good feel. I gotta say, I'm actually enjoying more of that carbon fiber than I thought I would. Your fingers kind of really get a good grip on that. And if I had to nitpick something, and you know, like the internet, I mean, again, this was something that was sent to me to do the video. There is a very slight gap at the very bottoms. You can't see it unless you are literally looking at the side between the carbon fiber center cover and the stock back cover. I mean, is that gonna bother me? No, I mean, I don't see it at all. I only see it because I did the install. And if that's my only detraction, I would say that we are in double thumbs up territory here. So major score. I'm really glad to share this one with you guys, and I hope one of you gets the nerve to pick a fun wheel and change that, because look at this. This is your interaction right here with your vehicle for all the millions, thousands of miles and hours that you're going to spend here. This is the interface. So upgrade it. Take some time to make something that makes you a little bit more excited, and this is that. So thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I appreciate you being here, and until next time, enjoy your drive.